incredible.
I love it.
I didn't see this until today. Designers are very close to their collection, and they kind of need somebody who's very close to them that understands what's going on in the rest of the fashion world, that can kind of say, you know, maybe this kind of pant is more in style this season, would look great with that kind of top. They also need somebody to work with that has more of an objective perspective. They've been working on their collection for so long. So it's that kind of thing that we bring a lot to the table. I decided to be a stylist. I guess it just sort of happened organically because I was always working in fashion, even from when I was a very young age. So, you know, I didn't know what a stylist was when I first started in this business. I was a textile designer for 1 year. I was designing patterns for fabrics. And I thought it was my dream job when I got it because I thought I would I was designing, it was so exciting, but actually sitting there every day in the same place drove me nuts. And that's when I realized that I needed to find something where I could keep the energy going and be in different places and interact with different people, and that's why I love styling. It's like being out there and taking elements from the world and putting it all together and getting inspired by what's going on in culture or art or society. You've got something in your head and then all of a sudden it's turned into visual images that are beautiful, and it's such a wonderful process. I'm just kind of thinking, like pulling the elements of the birds out. I know Amy's got some feather pieces that we could use.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I'm working on a photo shoot right now with Gomeli and Leopold, a great photography team that I work with, for a shoot for Blank magazine. And we're going to be shooting at Grant's Memorial, and I'm just pulling all the clothes together now for the shoot. We've been working on the inspiration for a little while, and it's very much inspired by like a Parisian feel, a little bit inspired by Karl Lagerfeld, Chanel, that sort of thing. Lots of dark elements to it, very strong, very seductive.
Right now her hair is too similar to the dark.
Right.
So we're just gonna give her really fiery.
I love
red
that.
hair, yeah.
Like, I love that.
Yeah, so it'll be hot.
What if we shorten it?
I like it short.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Go on.
I guess there's a bunch of different designers that I like to work with, and it depends on the project, but some of my favorites right now, like I love Matthew Williamson. Been working with him a lot with his showroom. And I love Marc Jacobs, and if you're working in the shows, you realize that a lot of the designers are doing sort of similar things, even though they're not talking about it with themselves. So you go, oh, that's gonna be a trend next season. Right now, the 80s are very big back again, but the 80s really have been back again for quite a while. It's just each year it gets reinterpreted in a different way, like, you know, like the big shoulders are in this year, which is definitely an 80s thing. So people will look back at it and they'll say, oh, the 80s are back in, big shoulders are in, but it's not styled the same way that it was in the 80s. So that's a lot where styling comes in, because in the design element, you can find something that will be inspired from a past trend, but the way that it's styled makes it modern. Yeah, those are perfect. Let's just make sure you can walk in them okay and they're not going to be too big. In a fashion show, there's all sorts of elements that change at the last minute, and a lot of that is out of your hands. In a photo shoot, it's a much more controlled experience. If a shoe doesn't fit, you just stuff the toe, or you Photoshop it so that it looks like it fits. But if a shoe doesn't fit and the model's walking down the runway and she trips, that's a whole different experience, one that you don't want to have. Oh my God, I'm super excited now. When you're sitting in the audience, everything seems flawless and magical because that's the experience that you want the audience to have. But backstage, there is a lot of stress as it gets closer to the production because so many elements change and you have to adjust with it.
Go. Thank you, Coco. Just magic.
Oh my God!
clothes that you really want to wear too.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
Yes. No. Yes. No.
I
yes.
have a show on.
No. No. But, no. I mean, Lydia just.
Oh, after show, it's amazing because you're just like, phew. But you know, also seeing the beauty of it and listening to the music and watching the girls and everybody's it's so magical. It's like an amazing feeling.